Is marketing and starting videos. Let's get the first second part of this thing. As you know, if you're actually moving ahead with your ever first mentality, you're actually dealing with that kind of mindset. Then how can you get your the things your authority, your policies, you can implement over time. So you're gonna start with something, even if you are actually working over it, but you're gonna fail. So that's why I recommend you not to be as a that optimist person who don't have enough knowledge, sufficient wisdom. If he has that kind of mentality towards something, he's actually working about his goal, objective, and then the mobilization of his mentalities or that kind of policies and strategies like that. That's really ambiguous in that bog. In that case, he can able to stay as a deep person, and then even he can't consider himself as a diplomatic person, then he comes to fail in life. So that's why I recommend each and every person not to be that 89 person in entire life, in the entire life. So if something is really flagitious thing, if somebody is talking on the basis of false myth things, then we must have to believe in that person. So the trust have you must, if you have trust issues, then you are actually in a right path, man. So nobody is over here uh, over whom we can simply behave. Not we're not talking about the behavior of someone. We can't believe in anyone. So that's why one thing I recommend is that, so nobody is believable. The only on the people we are not we're just combining that but part as a whole. Our parents are the point of our mm, they are the true point of our existence. And we must have to believe in them. So accept other people are nothing for you. So I would, and then you just have to believe in your karma. If you're actually working over your career with a full dedication, persistence, consistency, perseverance, or that kind of inner inspiration is within you, and you're actually working over your career with that kind of mentality, so that somehow you feel like you were actually convincing to move ahead to with a career, to working all the time. But if you are feeling like that, somebody feel like I can't go ahead, then how? So the karma is not enough, to get that. What? Not we're not talking about over here about someone's vibe or something like that. We can't able to get that objective in life. So in the entire life, we're gonna feel like how we didn't get anything in life. You're actually working under embarrassment, awkwardness, hesitations, or shame. So that's why at the end, there wouldn't be anything on your hand. So that's why you have to be complacent person with your own what your hard work and passions. If you're not actually working over your career, with your dedication, person, hard work. So that's why in that case you can be that complacent person. So that's why I recommend each and every person to stay as always as a complacent person. In that case, you're gonna get something really stunning, precious in your life. So that's really matters in life. Sometimes you have to arbitrate someone's disputes, controversy. So it conveys and the debate over something really bad and awful, terrible things. You have to arbitrate. Otherwise, if something is not even listening, your what they don't need your suggestion advices. In that case, you mustn't have to advise them at all. You just have to leave that place, and you never have to come back at the moment. So that's why, if something is not, if somebody doesn't ask about your suggestion and advices, in that case, we mustn't have to help anyone. So that's really a true point. you know so the understanding level has to be on the top level. So even people are just neglecting, they don't care about you. In that case, it is better not to chase any person. Instead you have to chase your goal, your objectives, whatever you want to get in your life. So that's why you don't what even a lot of people are come to duplicate all your your suggestions, your advices, whatever you want to get, but you simply apply for that kind of thing. You appeal for that thing, but they come to duplicate, because they insist you not to get engaged in that kind of things or activities. So that's why they even you have you did a really the performance was really extreme, and on the top of your hard work, that level of vibe you have maintained, and the hard work you had maintained over there, but nobody cares about it. even in that case you have to duplicate it again. You have to do, you mustn't have to get any revenge from that kind of things, but you have to learn the lesson from that kind of things. If you come to know your path, your path of your journey, or if you are in the process of impeding your journey, your career, in that case you will actually you are gonna collapse your life, man. So you have to think about your career, instead what instead caring about other perceptions, perspectives. A lot of people have already got their opportunities. They're actually living with something with, if somebody is not, if a lot of people are not over here not living with their that kind of they can't able to get that kind of luxurious life. Not a lot of people are not even hoping and wishing to have that kind of luxurious life. Somehow they have to get, they have to able to fulfill their parents, their children, the kids, and even their own selves and their partners fundamental and really necessary needs. That even at the time of entertainment they have to fulfill their relatives, or someone's that kind of what uh, expectations. If they come to work, if they can't reiterate that kind of hard work in their life, they're gonna fail. So the ultimate truth of life is that if you're not actually working for it, then you will have zero at the end of your life. A lot of people come to say what a disgusting person is this. They come to the perception toward you can be really abhorrent. So that's why if you wanna have that kind of positive mentality, or if you have money, then the positive mentality from everyone come in the same way as you have expected, as you wish. So that's why be the even at this time you are abhorrent, but you gonna become that person, who is liked by any and loved by other people with the help of money, not with the combination and what love. You don't need that things. You even a lot of people are come over here, they are go about physical what uh, that kind of happiness, but a lot of people are not over here physically happiness, but we're not talking about that kind of to have to intimacy or something like that, but we're talking about over here financial what uh, and economical things, so we must have to consider all these things as positive things, not as negative things, so we have to be mentally strong even you are not physically strong. If you feel like you're mentally strong, you can do something better than other people, but you are not the other are not other people, that are the person who used to be who used to be studying what he used to do in that past time, so you have to be better than person, better than that person, not better than other people. I know a lot of people are over here really better than you, but you are not gonna be better. You can become, we just neglect all the perception perspectives and the overall people, entire people from our existence, and that kind of we're gonna fade their existence from our entire life, but we are actually working about our career with our own perspectives perception, with that kind of inner inspiration is within you, and then we are actually working with it. So if something is really adamant, even in that case, just if somebody refuses to say their opinions, if they are strict on their passion perspectives or something like that, then we must have to what accept that things, because they somehow, if a lot of people are not aware, they can't maintain that level of discipline in their entire life, then how can we expect that level of persistency, consistency, or discipline from those people? So it is better to believe in those person who are realistic, who have that kind of adamant mentality toward their career. They feel like they can get something really precious and starting really prodigal thing that in their life. So that's why they are actually working about all these things. So that's if they don't feel like they gonna care, and then they gonna feel in their life, then they're gonna be consider this. So firstly we have to recommend, and so I have to consider each and every person, even yourself as a apathetic person. If you are not apathetic person, then you have a lot of emotions for someone. In that case, you're gonna fail, man. So here have a lot of personal perceptions that from where we can get a lot of things in our entire life. But if you're not actually working over your career without perspective and perception in your life, then you're gonna fail, man. So even so, the knowledge and wisdom is within you, are within you, is extreme and top level. But you're not just actually implementing all this into a real life,